G'day everybody and welcome to Mount Panorama Bathurst here in Australia for the latest round of the DynamiXX Simracersworld GT series. This is round 5. We started the season at Silverstone, then went to Daytona, then Monza. Last week we were in Belgium, but today we are in the land down under for another 60-minute race around the 6.14km circuit here in New South Wales. Well, hello everybody, I'm Adam Bath, and joining me for this broadcast tonight on the cameras it's Marco Barbanera, a man who knows this track very well, but he's on the cameras tonight. And joining me is a man who's probably raced around this circuit in many different cars over the years, probably V8 supercars, Kias as well. Don't know about the sports cars though, but he's here anyway. It's Andrew Woodhouse.
Yeah, hello. I find this track extremely difficult, so I'm not the most qualified person to be talking about it, but I will say that it's, it's fun. Had some decent races around here in the past. We should have employed Paul Smith for this one, shouldn't we? Really, but he's otherwise engaged. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It was good last week at Zolder. We had some tough racing. I think we're going to get a lot more overtaking here. And well, I tell you, the guys at the Bathurst 12 hours. I think it was, wasn't it? They really showed that overtaking is possible even in the most difficult places.
Yeah.
As into the wall goes Detige.
That was where the precise moment on the circuit where the race-winning move was made in the actual Bathurst 12 hours last weekend, as he pulls to the side of the road. Here's the BMW of Andrew Hopley. BMW Z4 no longer raced in real life. It's the much bigger BMW that was getting driven by Augusto Farfus there, but they're going up through the cutting now, and this is where we saw quite a few crashes happen in the Bathurst 90, which we had on Apex Racing TV on Saturday night. Not too many cars finished that one, in fact. Many of the Porsches getting taken out.
I'll be honest, I don't see that many cars finishing this one either. Yeah, the BMW Z4 is unfortunately an obsolete mule. However, it's a mule that goes quite quickly around these tight, twisty sections, and at the moment, Dan McCauley is proving that it can go quickly pretty much anywhere.
Riding on board here with Javier Garcia as he comes across the line. The VRO car does a 2:16. It's not an improvement, but it keeps him in 7th place anyway, just half a second away from Danny McCauley, who we've spoken to on numerous occasions in this championship, that's doing well. And,
well, he did put together a fastest Sector 3, though, did Garcia. So he was shifting around the track, that's for sure.
Here we've got 5 sectors. You can see them at the bottom. If it's yellow, they're not improved. If it's green, it's a personal best. If it's a purple, we'll probably need to watch out for them because they are on a superly quick lap. As into the pits comes Andrew Hopley now. The BMW flicking through the chicane. And we now cut to Ruben Van Buell as we go up to McPhillamy Park and Brock Skyline away.
Scary section this, I tell you, pretty much anything. Got to have some commitment. That curve on the outside is vicious. If you hit that too hard, it can break the suspension, even in these GT3 cars. This is through the dipper. On a commitment there. Nicely done, controlled, but fast. And now gets it slowed down. Nice in a straight line for Forest Elbow. He's not really testing the limits, but I'll be honest with you, as soon as you start really testing the limits of this track, you're just flirting with danger, and especially in qualifying, you don't want to lose too much time or too many laps with accidents. It is a long out when you have to start again. Here we go, Van Buell then, through the chase, into the chicane. It's fairly nice through there. Not too much on the steer and into Murray's Bend. Tough corner this. Not a great deal of runoff either. Over the curb. Takes a little bit of grass to the line then. Van Buell. And he... Ooh. I think he's just failed to improve. I think by 100th of a second.
178. I'm hoping that they didn't pick up an off-track going for that final corner, because he did use a lot of the curb on the exit. Here is
Tice, is it?
It's Peter Growls we're looking at here in the Atomic Motorsports car. He's coming into the final corner in 33rd place currently, because he hasn't set a lap time. He's going to come through the final corner now and go over the timing line, and he should move up the order. There he goes.
Yes.
20th. a 2:03.0. I don't know if you've been on. You probably have been on the Twitter over the weekend, but I did see a clip of Freddie Rasmussen having a go around this circuit, and he really cut it fine going through McPhillamy Park at the just before Skyline. That was a pretty good clip I saw the other week.
If you really want the tremendous laps around here, I suppose you have to be close to the walls, but say you're always inviting danger as Arturo Alvarez goes into 6th place. Alvarez moved up several places. And here is Nick Schurmans. And up to 19th place for the silver driver.
One driver that we haven't spoken of yet is Van Genexen, but I think he's somewhere on a lap. We'll probably see him in a moment. Here's Lee Diemer coming into the final corner, 2:01.140 to beat. His personal best is a 2:02.7. See if he can improve on that. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Over the line he goes. Might be. Oh, it does.
Oh, yes.
Actually. 2:02.2 comes across the line.
The gold driver improving then. Always believe in your soul and all that. Van Genexen has been indestructible so far this season. Four wins. He's always believing, Adam, and he's always winning.
You've taken all the lyrics now. Can't
There's no more. It's not ballet, people. It's not ballet out there.
Never mind Spandau. I wonder if any of these drivers are wearing spandex. That's pretty poor. I'll stop on that. 12 minutes into this qualifying session, I bet you're just sort of going, what on earth you on about? Alvarez is off the circuit somewhere, and here is two cars really duking it out on a qualifying lap. That was Pedro Braganza in the Spirit Sim Racing car that we were just looking at. As we cut to what is now a replay of what's happening down at Forest Elbow. This is the BMW of Arturo Alonso Alvarez.
Oh, and he just pulls off to the side.
Yeah, he did show us off the circuit, but obviously if he pulls off to the side of the track, that's what's going to show up on our event viewer. So that's what we saw.
To be fair, if you're talking about spandex, I mean, I do love a good wrestling reference, so we'll probably get some of those in tonight as well. Yes, indeed, yes. Matthias de Ties then, certainly not saving the planet in his Mercedes AMG GT3 into Murray's Bend. Or not saving the tyres either, sliding through. Good exit. Is it enough to improve from 2nd place? Yes! Pole position provisionally for him. Matthias de Ties. Terrific lap, 2:01.1. And that is the marker, Adam. That's the new standard.
Just a few hundredths of a second in it. Here is Bob Boland. He's got a very decent slipstream off Pedro Braganza, I think that is, on his left-hand side as we fly through the chase. Lots of cars here.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh dear, there's a BMW going. There he is. Lee Diemer's improved, 2:02.1. See if Bod can improve. Coming into the final corner now. CMRE sports driver.
Will have been quite distracted, I think. He's P4 at the minute. Needs a good race, Bob Boland. Comes across.
Yeah.
Boland has literally only had one good result this season so far. He's qualified well in pretty much every race, but it's all gone to hell in the races, to be honest, for him.
Here's Stijn van Buell in the Buell racing car. Going to be interesting to see how the BMW handles around here. Obviously, the mountain section should work in its favour, but it's going to be the Conrod Straight and the mountain straight where it could come unstuck. Just flying past him there was Gregory Vranks in the Sim Racers World car. He looks like he is on a decent lap. I think he's put 2 green boxes in. Oh, he's gone off. Just as we cut to him, he's gone off the circuit. But we'll go back to Stijn van Buell now as he's coming into the final corner. See if he can improve on his personal best of a 2:01.1. But I've got the feeling that he might not be able to. Out of the final corner, over the timing line.
The answer to that is no.
No. We haven't had the is it going to be pole moment yet, but
you might get it with Dan McCauley, who's on his outlap currently, taking it nice and steady. This circuit, by the way, opened in 1938. Quite staggering, really.
Most of it's still public roads.
Yeah, there was a fun story actually about the circuit, which it escapes me. I was just trying to look at it just to see.
Oh my word!
As Macaulay
made a right mess of that.
shake some sense into himself. It was something to do with the fact that they weren't allowed to build a racetrack in this area. But I think if people drove around it as public roads for a certain amount of time in the year, I think it could just literally be classed as public roads. So they weren't allowed to build a permanent circuit. So they basically just, I think, made one road, a couple of roads public or something at the time, and that was why it ended up as it is. So it was quite a clever thing from the people who built the circuit and the owners to sort of circumnavigate the rules. Van Boel is making his way down the Conrad Straight again.
Seen
BMW. I mean, for the BMW, this is a nightmare of a section, isn't it? Really.
It's all about the time. I'm guessing if you're driving a BMW, when you get to this part of the circuit, you're hoping you've done all you can before on the mountain section, and just hoping that this run down the Conrad Straight through the Chase and into Murray's goes as quick as possible. Through the final corner goes Stijn van Buel. Is it going to be pole? No, by 7 thousandths of a second.
Well, it was almost pole. Macaulay flashing the lights. He wants the traffic out of the way in his bid for pole position. To the chicane, going to get one more in if he wants it here. Dan Macaulay might even have time for a fairly slow lap and then a fast one again if he's got it in him. To the final corner we go for Macaulay. What's he going to do? Over the line he comes, and does he steal pole position? No, he doesn't. He's slower. But I think he's going again in the CQR car. Yeah, he's pushing hard on the exit of Hell Corner. He's going to go for it.
That was a very good lap from Macaulay, considering what happened down at the first corner. He missed the apex by a little bit on that first lap. He's going to try again this time. You can see from the track map as well, we've got literally pretty much the whole field on the circuit by about 4 or 5 cars. As up to turn 2 he goes. Griffin's Bend, and on his way. Oh, how close to the wall was he there? Very easy answer.
Well, in the bronze class as well, just as he goes for this lap, Macaulay up through the middle sector. Bronze class, Bram van Outven, unsurprisingly, is the one who's leading the way. Thijs Berger is in second place. Now here's Macaulay. Oh my goodness. Very close to the wall. He's got that CQR BMW really firing here. Now look at this commitment, Adam. What can he do down the hill?
Downshifting, turning the wheel, braking. Hand-eye coordination at its best here.
He fires it out of the slow corners.
Down to second. Rowe is at the elbow. Back on the power again.
Bit of oversteer. Let's see what speed the BMW can reach.
Yeah, top gear now. Up to 6th. 250, 260 kph here as we fly into the Chase. Are we going to get past 270? We are. 276 as we get on the brake.
Spots his braking beautifully for the chicane. Looks really nice and tidy. This could be a good lap. He does have a personal best in the 3rd sector. Can he get a personal best in the 6th sector? Here he goes then. Oh, a bit scruffy out of Murray's for Macaulay. And it's not pole again. Dettige keeps it. Dettige coming over the line. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. So it was a mighty lap from him when he set that pole position time.
Stijn van Buel is on an out lap, but he's only got 3 seconds to cross the line, so I don't think he's going to be able to do so. No, checker flag is out, so he won't be able to improve on his time. Bob Boland is also on an out lap, but here is John McConville. 2:02.98 puts him in 25th position currently on the grid. See if he can improve now as he goes through the Chase. Into the final corner he goes. Stijn van Buel looks like he might be on a decent lap as well, but here comes John McConville. Simracersworld car moves up a few positions, up to 22nd with a late lap there in the silver car.
We're now looking at Javier Garcia.
Yeah, you can see the different steering wheels as well in all of these cars as we go in car with Javier Garcia in the VRO car. Similar to a F1 steering wheel from the 90s, probably. Into the final corner.
It looks very much like the McLaren. Oh, he's off! I think that was a connection with the wall as well. Oh, and it's broken the suspension for Garcia, I think, there. And that's him. That's his qualifying done and dusted. It looks like the steering wheel from it's the 2006 McLaren Mercedes, I believe. It has a similar sort of wheel. Van Genegten, then, who's won all the races so far this season, coming through the chase.
It's a purple in sector 3 as well.
Oh. Yeah, he's 1/100th of a second quicker than Dettige managed. Can he do it? Looks nice and tidy for the Belgian here, Van Genegten. To the final corner he comes. Oh, he misses it slightly. He misses the apex.
Dettige improved.
Dettige, yes. And Van Genegten would have taken it away from him, but Matthias Dettige at the line, at the death, goes under 2 minutes 1 second, 2 minutes .89, and he's deserved that pole position.
Oh, bang! Oh, and
Steve Gleis.
He's become one with the wall. Learn to race.
That's something me and you know quite a lot about, isn't it?
Oh.
Meeting the barriers. They're pretty much the side of every racing circuit. Now we're nearly finished the qualifying, so we're just going to get there aren't any cars going around, I don't think. Just about to get the starting grid on the screen. I'm looking forward to this one. Can we just bring up the track conditions again, please, Marco, just so we can see? Yeah, here we go. Just having a look at the weather, Adam, and 21 degrees Celsius isn't bad at all, really. It's going to mean that the tyres are going to be in decent shape, providing the drivers don't go crazy. And there is a fair wind here, so that could affect them slightly.
Got a pit stop as well to factor in to this one too. So we'll wait and see how it all gets shaken out with that. At Zolder, we saw many different strategies unfolding, and I think we could see the same here. As got the grid up on the screen, you can see it's very, very much a mix of gold and silver cars. It's Matthias Dettige on the pole, Van Genegten in second, just 2 tenths behind him in the end. Stijn van Buol make that about just over 100 behind him in third. Danny McCauley in fourth on the grid, Bob Bowden fifth, then Gregory Vranks in sixth, Arturo Alvarez in seventh, then Andrew Hopley eighth, Kobe Klass in ninth, Ruben van Buol in 10th, Javier Garcia starting in 11th, Ian Root 12th, and then moving on further back, we've got Sebastian Hebera in 13th, Benjamin Mias in 14th in the silver car, 15th for Chris Moretta, then Lee Diemer with Verke, Jeremy Hessels in 18th, Stephen De Wolf in 19th, and 20th, the first of the bronze cars, Bram van Alphen. Peter Grels in 21st, John McConville in 22nd. We saw his late lap there. Nick Sherman's in 23rd, and in 24th for Anton Dupin. And the rest of the grid, 25th, Ben Taines, Steve Klass in 26th, Thijs Berger in 27th, Sergio Souza, the Portuguese, in 28th. He's joined by a compatriot, 29th, Pedro Bragança, and Andries Mujdi in 30th. Jochen Lennertz in 31st, Luke Tisch in 32nd, Ron Moon's 33rd, the gold car not setting a time here. In fact, everyone else hasn't set lap times as well. Stuart Musselwhite in 34th, Israel Marine in 35th, Senna Kokan in 36th spot. And that is it.
It looks like a few of those are going to start from the pits to begin with. Now, I don't blame them though, Adam, really, because this is one of the hardest tracks to qualify on, isn't it, of the whole calendar?
Really is. And even from a rolling start, it's going to be difficult because we have seen in the past a few cars bunching up going into Murray's before they even get to the timing line. So wait and see here.
We saw it at the Rettifilio in Monza, didn't we? Same thing happened. It was a big old concertina.
Cars grounding to a halt as well.
some people had to stop, didn't they? And well, I'm looking forward to this one. Mount Panorama always provides some terrific action, and the safety car's going to come in any second now, Adam. Matthias de Tige, he's going to be the man with the plan.
See if he can break Van Genekten's dominance at the top of the championship standings. He's won every race. Can de Tige take that away from him? Green lights are on, and we're underway for round 5 of the Sim Racers World GT Series here at Bathurst.
Good start by de Tige. Van Genekten under some pressure from Van Buul. Van Buul's had some poor starts the last couple of weeks, been off onto the grass a couple of times. I think everybody looks like they've made it through without incident. That's good. Matthias de Tige just storming up the mountain straight. And there's a move going on between Macaulay and Van Buul, the two BMWs clashing at Griffin's Bend. Through he goes, Macaulay.
Start from him, good start from Franks and Hopley, though. Those are the 3 cars that have gained positions inside the top 10. A great start from Chris Moretta. He's gained 3 positions up to 12 from the CMR Esports car. The gold number 88 is doing pretty well, as you can see on the track map. Those that have started from the pit lane have just gone down the mountain straight already. So as everybody flies up to McPhillamy Park and Rock Skyline, they've got a lot of ground to make up, as Ben Mears has lost 3 positions already on lap 1. We'll have to see if he can get any of those back during the rest of the race. He's got his teammate Roy Verke behind as we go up to the S's.
Great starts as well by Anton Dupin, Steve Clays, Sergio Souza, Andries Moosty. De Tige! De Tige is off!
The leader! Well, he was the leader, and now he's off.
And now he's in the worst possible place. He's going to have to wait for the entire field to come through before he can turn back around again, and that is the way to throw away a race. And of course, he hasn't disengaged the traction control either. So no spin turn for you. He's already had a spin turn, he doesn't need another one. Oh, he tried to hang on to it. Oh, and round he went. 34th place is his fate, Adam. I would not like to be there, but look at Macaulay. He's going to go around the outside of Murray's here. Oh, tries to wrestle the lead away from Van Genekten. Now he's defending hard from Stijn van Buul, Adam.
Great way to end the opening lap. Van Genekten coming under all sorts of pressure there. Now it looks like it's potentially wheel to wheel for 3rd place between
off.
Ranks.
Mears has just given the place away to Verke.
Ben Mears, who'd already lost 3 positions when we first checked in on him midway round lap 1, is going to be even more strife now as we look at the front few cars coming up to the cutting here. It's Van Genekten, then Macaulay, Van Buul, Franks, then Boland, then Hopley, Klaas, Alvarez, Van Buul again, and Javier Garcia rounding up the top 10 here as everybody tries to find some sort of rhythm in the early going now as we go over the top of the hill, where we've seen so many of even the best sim racing drivers clout the wall on the to the right.
Loads of them have bit the dust here, and I don't see this race being any different. We're on board with Macaulay. We see the Mercedes in front of us. This is going to be our strength in this BMW Z4 coming down the hill, and you can see us close in here. We can stay with Van Genekten. He might be able to get a slipstream and get through. Good Forest elbow from him, but maybe a little bit too wide. Here we go, he's in the slipstream, and also Gregory Franks is in the slipstream of Van Buul, and the BMW is in. He's going to be under threat here. Oh, and here he comes, yes. Gregory Franks sees the opportunity. Can he seize the opportunity into the chicane? Goes around the outside. And a lovely move there by Gregory Franks.
Fantastic move by the Sim Racers World car. I just wonder if the BMW...
Oh, Garcia! What's happened to Garcia?
Oh,
it's a crash! It's Ruben Van Buul! He's around at the exit of the chicane. And there's cars having to dodge out of the way. One of them's crashed. The Ferrari's crashed. It's number 20.
Few Mercedes involved. Van Buul, the big one, of course, in the Buul Racing BMW. There's the Ferrari.
4 cars crashed. Look at that. It's like a scrapyard out there.
smoke
Anton
billowing.
Dupin it is, Adam, who's the Ferrari.
He was trying to avoid it all. Caught up in it. Here's a replay.
Oh, Garcia went off and he just touches Van Boel, but then what happens? Oh, Van Boel's blown the engine. He can't get it off the course quick enough. Oh, Van Genegten! What's happened to Van Genegten?
I think he might still be going.
He's dropping down the order on my screen.
He's still there.
Oh, he's still there. It's just my screen playing up. Do apologise, everybody. I just thought this crazy start to the race might have got even crazier. Thankfully, it didn't, because EF Van Genegten still in play.
Got Danny McCauley for company, and they're trading fastest lap times through the first few sectors, but this is where Mercedes is going to really stretch its legs. Let's see if the gap opens up at all. Obviously McCauley will get the slipstream down the back straight, but top end speed of the Mercedes might just help here.
This battle isn't going anywhere, is it? Flashing the lights at him now, McCauley. He wants past, and he wants to do it on this lap. Can he go for it? He's on the inside. Hard on the brakes into the chicane. He makes it stick, does McCauley. Wonderful move. Brilliant stuff by him. And Van Genegten's going to try and come back into Murray's, is he? No.
What was I saying about the BMW not having any top end speed? It just that was the power of the slipstream and whatever setup that Danny McCauley's got on the car, because it really closed in. Went flying up the inside going into the chase, and now he's got the lead, but now the shoe's going to be on the other foot, as it were. Fastest
lap to boot as well. That wasn't a shoe pun, I must admit, but it just happened. Here goes McCauley then, and this is a battle for 17th between Lee Diemer, gold class, and Van Outven bronze. Van Outven, who is leading that bronze category with 2 wins. I believe it's 2 wins. It might be 3 wins actually for him.
Silver class all. Down to. As we go into a good advantage all of a sudden going through the mountain section. This is where the BMW is surely going to be at its best through the twisty stuff anyway.
Well, this is the first lap that he hasn't had Van Genegten in front of him, and he is stretching away. Look at that. But of course there is the danger that when you don't have another car in front of you, that's when you can make the mistakes, and he doesn't want to be doing that, Dan McCauley. Let's see if Van Genegten can get there. 6/10 is the gap. Going to close in here. But by how much? It's not a great deal at the moment.
Let's wait and see. It's coming down a bit now. It was 6/10, now 5. It might just about be 4, maybe even 3 as we get on the brakes into the chase again.
This is how hard Dan McCauley has to work though, because he knows there's a third of a second on the table for the BMW just down the Conrad straight itself. He knows that's where the Mercedes is strong.
Gregory Vrank's putting in a new fastest lap of the race on that one.
Nice.
Maybe it's not too late to rule out the 99 car. It's obviously ice cool at the moment, but
is Matthias de Tige still going, or is he? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
He is still going. Timing screen going all over the place. De Tige, 29th place though. Still 3 seconds behind Senad Kokan in the Audi. At least I believe it's the Audi. It was last week. Here we go then. This is the part of the track for McCauley where it doesn't have as much of an advantage. Mercedes using its good traction up the hill and good stability. Van Genegten trying all he can though. The thing though for Van Genegten, Adam, is he's won 4 races out of 4. Doesn't need to take unnecessary risks in trying to beat McCauley here. He's not racing McCauley effectively.
Yeah, look at the timing tower. It says it all, doesn't it, really? McCauley racing in the silver class. Van Genegten racing in the gold class, of course. DynamiXX will be hoping to get an overall victory here, but if Dennis McCauley finishes in front of him, it's not going to be the end of the world. If you finish in second place here, and you're the first of the goals, you'll still be getting 25 points. So
McCauley's 161 points behind him.
In the overall,
so I don't think he's going to be sort of. I don't think he's going to be too worried. Put it this way.
I'm not a threat to you, he's saying as he pulls away here. Look how close they go. They almost miss the apex of the first part of the chase, so they can get onto the curve for the second part. As we look at a decent battle here, this is between another gold and silver. This is another gold versus silver battle, or should that be silver versus gold? It's Alvarez versus Ian Roots in the Sim Racers World Cup.
And it's silver and red versus camouflage orange and grey. Oh, and Roots. Oh, around the outside. Beautiful stuff. Ian Roots on his way into the top 10. And just looking at those automatic not kill BMWs, Adam, Viveka and Mayus, in the 20th anniversary of the 1999 BAR Supertech, they've got those two-tone liveries.
Call it the Zipper, I believe. Oh, that's very close there between Heber and Hessels.
Oh, Heber has gone wide. Has he clipped the barrier just outside Griffin's?
I think he might have done.
He's slow now. He's on the inside. He's got damage.
Yeah, the front
He's
left
having to defend into the cutting.
Much higher. And now what can Viveka do? Probably nothing on this part of the circuit. Our very own Sam Kumo had a crash in the S's here on Saturday night.
It's easily done though, isn't it?
Oh, easily. Now, through the left-hander, Skyline awaits, and then the plunge down through the S's. See how Viveka does it. Doesn't take too much of that inside curb. Down another gear. Throws it at the dipper. Whew. That wall comes up pretty quickly on the exit. Now into Forest Elbow again.
It looks like a problem maybe for Sergio Sousa.
You're right, he has jumped to the pits and he has crashed as well, so Sergio Sousa, problem for him. This is at the worst possible place to have a crash, because if you do hit the wall here, you're going to be done.
It's not that next curb, is it? Oh, yeah. Oh,
he misses that wall.
Oh,
no.
No. Oh, that's bad luck. The Tige and his teammate, Musselwhite, Stuart Musselwhite, Sim Racers World. Oh, getting a little close for comfort there down the straight.
There he goes. Bram van Alphen, our bronze leader, is into the pit lane. Not too sure what's going on there. Could be a...
Did he say last week that he always tries to do the early stop?
Well, if it is, we're going to see it in action here. We're only 13 minutes into the race, and he's decided to give up the track position, come into the pit lane, and get the fuel and tyres. He will be almost certainly on his own, so he won't have to worry about any cars around him at all. He can put his head down and put in some decent laps, he says, as there's a whole lot of cars that fly by.
I was thinking that, though, that he's potentially got... Might not have judged it to perfection, though, because he has... Oh, he doesn't exactly have less traffic there, does he? That's the Audi of Kokchan.
Good grief, that's an Audi. Don't see too many of them these days.
Not in this series, anyway. Quite plentiful elsewhere. Certainly a Mercedes-dominated series. I wonder if we could get the manufacturer symbol up on the screen, but just to show the viewers maybe what we're seeing. And look at that. It's basically German GT3s in this series, isn't it? With the odd Ferrari sprinkled in. Oh, and off goes Garcia.
What happened?
It's Garcia. He must have hit the barrier.
He's gone straight into the barrier. Well, let's have a look at the replay.
I'm sorry. Oh, he's clipped it. Oh, and he's gone down the hill.
And I bet the car in front, I think it might have been a Immortal car, one of...
oh, he just lost the rear. He didn't actually clip the wall, Adam, on the right-hand side. He just rear stepped away from Javier Garcia. And Mamma Mia for Garcia. and he's out.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Yes.
Well, Danny McCauley is starting to feel a little bit of pressure from Van Genekten again. He isn't going away. The gap is about half a second. Last time around, McCauley put in a new fastest lap of the race, 2:01.7. Only a 2:01.9 for Van Genekten, and we're only saying only.
Pole position was 2 minutes point 9.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Nearly into the 1 minute 50. Nearly into the 1 minute here, as we go through the hill again.
I don't know what the GT3 record is around here. I bet if it was any cooler out there on the track, then we might be pushing that 2 minute mark.
I will go and check for you.
And that is the gap on the screen between Dan McCauley and Matthias De Tige, the pole sitter. And you can see how the field spread affects De Tige, Adam. He's lost 10 seconds in the last 4 laps.
48 seconds the gap is now. Shows you how it's evolved during the course of the race, and that's only over a couple of laps. We're on lap 8 of the race, and the field spread is quite impressive.
It's the worst feeling in the world, though. We've all been there, where you have a spin on the opening lap, and you have to wait for literally the entire field to go through while you're waiting. Is this Jochen Lennart's? And this is into the cutting, and well, he has gone straight into the Alco barrier.
Don't know if he might have had an issue there with his screen or something, because definitely didn't see the corner coming up there. And the bronze leader, he remains the bronze leader, has now got a bit of damage to the front right corner of his BMW as he goes down the hill again.
Now, just very quickly as well, I might add. I know it's probably not of much interest to certain people, but F1 is officially back.
Black and gold Haas livery unveiled today.
Yeah, that's it. Very, very beautiful car, I must admit. Here, Van Genekten, he'll be thinking that Mercedes is very, very beautiful because he's got the fastest lap of the race so far, 2:01.61. Bringing that time down.
Well, it's some context for you. Jake Dennis in the Aston Martin on Saturday in the Bathurst, the actual Bathurst 12-hour pole shootout, did a 2:02.49. So I don't know what that says.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Of course, if you're new to this, this is a proper laser scan, so every single bump and crack and whatever on this circuit is exactly replicated as it would be in real life. Even the daytime conditions, we've got the day to night transition here. I'm sure that's definitely not what Hebber is thinking at the moment about the wonderful scenery we've got here. He's worrying about Voivode.
Yeah, he's not worrying about the various species of tree that iRacing have meticulously scanned around this circuit and the various accoutrements. But yeah, he's just worrying about getting to the end, as we all do around this circuit. So yeah, every time I drive here, I just get a fear. I almost don't want to do it because this track is so challenging for me. I just think it's really, really difficult, and it's rewarding when you get it right. Hang on. Oh, it looked like Van Genekten was very, very close that time, didn't it?
Definitely did. I thought I almost had a bit of contact there, not too sure, but the sector times are just the sector times are getting exchanged between them. Sector 3 was McCauley, Sector 5 was Van Genekten, and you can see it as they come across the line again. There's very little in it, just about over a tenth of a second as Van Buel and Bolan put in 2 new personal bests. Gregory Ranks is trying to keep a watching brief on them, but there's nothing he can do at the moment. He was just over half a second slower than them on the previous tour. 2 gold cars coming into the pit. Peter Growls and Lee Deemer, Atomic Motorsport and Sim Ortal, both deciding to take a breather from the hustle and bustle that is the pack here, and coming down the pit lane to get their necessary service and get back on their way again.
I don't think it's the worst idea in the world to try and give yourself some breathing space. I really don't. I mean, other cars are useful in terms of trying to keep your rhythm and things like that, but at the same time, this track's hard enough when you're distracted by someone just in front of you, and look how close McCauley gets to the wall. Oh, and he's nearly riding the curve. He nearly high-centered himself.
curbs here are pretty big. They're
Christ,
definitely
those
not the
curbs
same.
are heavy.
Yeah. Might say they're on par with Donington then, wouldn't you? So
I just say Van Genecton there. You could just hear him just lifting off, going down the hill, just trying to keep the car under some semblance of control. The gap is growing. It's ever so slowly growing. I wonder if we could see the gap, how the gap's progressed on the screen between the two drivers, maybe over the last, what 6 or 7 laps, maybe, if we can, because...
Oh,
and this is Nick Schurman's. What's happened to him? Oh, not again. Oh.
He hit the inside curb, and then it meant that he got forced out onto the outside curb and then sent into the wall at Brock Skyline, and that engine is toast. It's the time of the year for barbecues in Australia still. I think we're still in the height of summer, so there's going to be some eggs cooked on that Mercedes barbecue later on, I think.
Look at that gap, Adam, there. It's just not really changed, has it, at all?
Shows you how quick these drivers are. They're just setting consistent lap times, really.
Shows you how good the Mercedes is in a straight line as well. The fact that it's just keeping Van Genecton there when I think Macaulay definitely quicker. There it is. Look over the whole race.
See those 2 laps when Van Genecton was in control at the front, then Macaulay getting the gap back, and he hasn't really gone much over half a second ever since, really, as they have been getting to the timing line. Roy Verke is coming into the pits. Silver car. The Automech Not Kill car coming down the pit lane as these two continue to wage war on the hills of Bathurst.
Fastest sector 2 for Bob Boland. He's absolutely flying.
Never mind the BOP, it's about the BOD here.
Ah, there you go. Oh, let's hope they're not going to be DOA at the end of this. There's people getting very close to the wall. Again, that's what you got to do around here. But look at the BMW behind of Hopley. He just missed that one corner, didn't he? Just by half a metre wide. And it just set him off on a bad line for the whole rest of that mountain section. Still in the fight though. Hopley started in 8th place. Boland taking on Van Boel, who was battling for second in the immediate start of the race, but it's dropped down again. Much better race for Boland. He obviously enjoys this circuit. He's had some right disasters, hasn't he, the last couple of weeks?
Haven't gone too well for him. We'll see now as he goes for the final corner if he can put in a new personal best. We mentioned earlier that he put in a purple in sector 1. Over the line he goes. There's a 2:02.3, which is just a few tenths of a second off. Sorry, a tenth of a second off what he did his personal best on. So good job from him. 2 places behind is Kobe Klass, and the DynamiXX racing car did a 2:03.1 on that last lap. That is a new personal best for him.
No, just this week. Sorry, just this week the lap record was beaten around this circuit by the Brabham BT62, which is the prototype car from the famous Australian company.
Brabham's still going at it. I was watching the 1988 F1 review, and they decided to stick a V10 in the back of an Alfa Romeo and drive it around. Drive it around Monza.
Oh man. Now, okay, well, in the comments, if... What's that, sorry?
There
oh,
is.
yeah.
And he's lost 2.9 seconds.
What's happened to Van Genecton? There's damage on the front of his Mercedes.
Gap's gone up to 3 seconds now, so car 4, the Atomic Motorsport car, has now drifted away from the silver leading BMW. He hasn't gone off the circuit. Around the mountain section, it is pretty difficult to actually go off the circuit, but he's obviously clipped the wall somewhere.
Yeah, have we got any footage of that? So we've no replay. It seems, or maybe we do.
We've had a big crash.
Oh!
It's Hebera, Hessels, Mias,
Oh, and somebody come piling into the back of it as well. I don't know who that was. Somebody who's very late on the scene. I think it might have been Ben Taines. Let's have a look.
Replay.
It's Hebra and Hessels. And we said... Oh, he loses it at Forest Elbow. Oh, and then it's a bit of tennis elbows. They're battering each other back and forth. Hebra just about got away with that, didn't he? With just minor damage.
It is
Sorry.
I was just going to say, it is a corner where the BMW does get unset, Forest Elbow, as does any car, really, just because of the camber.
Usually get absolute tons of understeer through there, no matter what I'm driving at. Quite nice. Oh, my word. Growls. Growling at the back of... That's Dima, actually, isn't it? Growling at the back of Growls' car. Oh, hello!
That's Dries Moosdy.
It's Moosdy. And what's happened there?
Jump back to the pits.
Just watching the battle, and then they find the Rockstar Energy drink car in the middle of the track. Let's have a look. He goes through the chicane. He's obviously got damage already. Did he take damage in that incident, Moosdy? I think he must have done. Oh!
Gosh, well done for getting on the brake.
Yeah.
And even though he's only a few meters away from the pits, he towed back there straight away. One thing that'll be in his favour because of that is that it won't take too long for him to tow back. But here is our leader now, who's convincingly leading. He's got a 4.3 second advantage over here, and Gedexon just needs to make sure he stays out of trouble as we approach the halfway mark of this 1 hour race, and a lot of action. And as things stand, we're on course for Macaulay to take what looks to be his first win of the season.
Well, the car's out or damaged or lapped. Braganza, Mears, Cocan, Schurmans, Marine, Garcia, Berger, Sousa, Moosdy, Dupin, Van Boel and De Wolf. So this track has taken its toll. We've got 12 retirements, or maybe not. I think Braganza's still going, actually, but I think he might be the only one of those still going. Here he is, actually. Pedro Braganza. Bit of damage, nothing major. Maybe the bent rear wing won't be helping him, though. So here's Bob Boland. He might have to defend soon from his teammate.
But he's got Andrew Hopley for company here, hasn't he? It's Mercedes versus BMW. It's gold versus silver going through Griffins. And yeah, he's going to have to spin his attention away from Stein Van Buel in front and start to worry about his teammate that might be starting to apply the pressure behind. Just a few places further back, John McConville, you can see, has come into the pit lane. Really intrigued to see how the bronze battle is going to shape up too, because obviously those drivers will be hoping that they can get to the checkered flag as well.
Now, I do have some information for you before the next person crashes. The GT3 lap record was set in 2016 by Shane van Gisbergen in a McLaren 650 SGT3. That's 201.56.
Oh, well, we're 1/10 away.
We are close. Oh, there we go, dear. Oh, and that's Musselwhite.
One of the bronze cars. I was just saying that it's going to be important for these bronze drivers to make sure they can get to the checkered flag, and now Musselwhite has got clouted the barrier, and he's going to have to carry the rest of the race. That damage.
It's the worst time to crash as well after you've just passed the pits. Goes without saying. Yeah, the outright lap record is Christopher Mees in an Audi R8 Ultra. So, which I believe is a proper Audi R8, 159.29. And that was in November. Formula 3 run it pretty close, 2 minutes 2. Then we did have the record is unofficially held by Jenson Button, 148.88 in a McLaren MP423 Formula 1 car in 2011. That's because it didn't occur in a race. And then Luke Youlden in the Brabham BT62 set a 158.6 on Saturday.
McLaren MP423, the car that Lewis Hamilton piloted to the World Championship back in 2008.
Nope.
That's what the internet says.
Wait a minute. Ah, it was. Sorry, it was in 2011. I didn't pay attention. Sorry. I didn't pay attention to which one. Oh, dear me. That's Lennart's. It's one way to give Van Alphen the lead back. Oh! And off behind him is Thijs.
Thijs Berger.
No, no, that wasn't him, actually. Who's that behind her? In that crumpled Mercedes, who's that?
Here's a replay.
Oh, it is Berger, sorry. There was Thijs and Thijs Berger. And he comes through... Oh, no grip at all there. Absolutely none.
Didn't know where he made a beeline for the pits. He stayed out, but into the pits has come Stuart Musselwhite, so another bronze car taking time out to come into the pits. Good battle here for fourth. I was just about to mention, Marco. It is Stijn van Buel and Bob Boland going at it again. Just when I said that Van Buel was not going to have to worry about Boland, the CMR Esports car decides to light the touch paper, and he's now putting the BMW under great pressure here.
And Hopley as well, look. Oh, no. Ooh. He's having a look, is Boland. Oh, that's not helped him. That's not helped him at all. Hopley might just hop through and into 5th place ahead of Boland. He does. Snooze, you lose. Ah, but it's Mercedes versus BMW power up the mountain straight.
Gonna get engulfed, surely.
Oh, he's fighting it hard. He's Hopley. He's got the outside line for Griffins. A lot of marbles on the outside there. Boland! Oh, he sent it. He really did send it, did Bob Boland. Here comes Hopley again. What's happened to Jeremy Hessels?
Yeah, he has gone off the circuit.
Oh, that's at the final corner. He's had a bit of an issue. He's lost 4 seconds.
Damage to the rear wing may have already occurred before he gets here, so let's see what happens
Grass?
to the Dutchman.
No. Ah. Oh, and then half a spin. Ah, yeah. A lot of damage. A lot of damage. Proving a challenge is this, isn't it? Really is.
Well, we spoke to some of the drivers after Zolder last week, and some of them were missing it because it was too tough, and some of them were pretty worried about it. And yes, I see quite a few of the drivers that come to grief here.
I must admit, I don't blame them. I genuinely do not blame them at all.
Stuart Musselwhite's still in the pits. That damage is proving to take a while to repair. So as things stand,
I might have chickened out as well, to be honest.
Oh, one thing shows you how quick Bram van Alphen is. Jochen Lennartz and Luke Thies haven't come into the pits yet, and Bram van Alphen's already back ahead of them. So
yeah, Lennartz is he is lapping slightly faster than Van Alphen, but he made that mistake, and also in addition to that, he
still yet to pit. Yeah,
he's yet to pit. Yeah, so he's got a naturally faster car with less fuel. Israel Marine. He was off anyway, wasn't he? Oh, we're going to see it anyway. Why not? We don't discriminate here on Apex Racing TV. Oh no, that's the third one today that's gone into that wall. Oof. Me, might as well give that one up. I think it's a bad job. Just to finish the Jenson Button point, that was his best season in F1, in my opinion. I think 3 wins in the McLaren.
Oof.
And he didn't exactly run Sebastian Vettel close, but he did do a very good job. He was clearly the best driver at McLaren that season.
Lewis Hamilton was.
Who's going to be the best driver at CMR Esports, though, Adam? Because that is more important than anything to do with Lewis Hamilton, frankly.
Agreed. Sorry to anybody that is a Lewis Hamilton fan, but you know.
Oh my goodness, Boland!
Boland very nearly flying off down the hill there. Still might. Misses the apex there to fly himself. This is a great opportunity for Hopley now.
He's getting a bit ragged. He's just making tiny little mistakes, Boland. Under the pressure of his teammate, Hopley pulls out from the slipstream. Are there enough horses in that BMW?
And there is.
Yes.
The horses are galloping. It's Andrew Hopley's horses that are doing well there.
Hello.
Macaulay is off as Macaulay's crashed.
Oh no! The leader has binned it.
He might not have hit anything. He
hasn't relinquished the lead yet, but he might well here, Adam. It's going to be super close. Now we've got 2 wounded warriors.
Crucially in Macaulay's favour, even though it did say he crashed on the timing screen, I think that's just because the car must have stopped. He doesn't look like any severe damage is on the car. Look at it, still looks pretty pristine as he goes up the mountain straight. However, you are right, it's equalled itself out now.
Is it crabbing slightly? I don't think that looks like it's tracking 100% straight.
We'll have to look at a replay to see what happened to Macaulay, to see if he did actually hit anything. Here's a replay.
It might have just been a deceiving camera angle, but it is coming out of Murray's Bend onto the pitch straight. Loses the rear. Doesn't collect the wall.
Oh,
and he gets,
spin
to be fair, if you're going to lose time, you lose as little as possible. Dan Macaulay, take a bow. That was tremendous. As much as Van Genexen! Oh, big moment for him. Big moment for the Belgian, the championship leader. Oh, that's a brown trouser moment, isn't it?
Yeah, very nearly signed his own death certificate then.
Oh.
Meanwhile,
he's very quietly gained a lot of places in the last sort of 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's just overtaken Ben Teens for.
Although actually, some of that's due to pit stops, isn't it?
True. The top 60, the top 15 have yet to come into the pits. That is a mixture of 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5, 6 silvers, and the rest are all gold. So
it's like an Electrum Players Pack.
there you go.
Anyone who plays Ultimate Team.
Where the mega pack?
Oh,
right?
that was a bit of a problem for Van Genexen coming into the pits. Like it was off. Oh, and well, speaking of off, that's one way to do it in routes. Taking the, shall we say, as the crow flies on that one.
That's actual grass. Sonoma Raceway in California have painted their dead grass green again for when the NASCAR. That's like we ran out of floorboards, so we painted the dirt quote, isn't it?
That's like the skiing competition where there's no snow, so they have to get fake snow. It's like that, isn't it?
Daniel Macaulay is hoping that something doesn't freeze and his computer screen or something.
Oh, don't say that. We've had enough of those over the past few weeks.
4 seconds ahead.
Just think back to Mike Dam losing internet connection a couple of times, and he's been in winning positions in the Ritmatech World Challenge.
Van Genexen is back out on track again after his pit stop. 8.8 seconds stop for him. One of the quickest we've had so far, in fact, tonight. So. And
actually, what could be crucial is there's no repairs made either. So, as Macaulay, is that Macaulay in the pits? No, it's Moujdi. What's happened to Dries Moujdi here?
Jumped to the pits, and he was within sight of the pits. Oh dear.
Oh, that's the second crash he's had near the pits. Has he just quit to the pits? Is he out now completely?
Oh, he's gonna have to wait for the car to tow. I don't know why he just didn't get going. Then he could have literally just rolled down the hill and he would have coasted into the pits there.
Is it me, Adam, or is that? I could just be completely wrong. It just might be a slight visual glitch, but it doesn't look like that BMW's perfectly straight. I wonder if it's just maybe the way he's got it set up or something.
Trick of the he's got
maybe.
He's got obscene camber on his car or something.
I mean, he does have a lot of front camber on, but it looks at I think he had to correct that again, didn't he, in Murray's?
So it's left-hand turns, Forest Elbow, and the final corner. It's what's causing him the issues here.
That's what happens when you've got the asymmetric camber on. No, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. 202.3 though. He was one of the fastest drivers out there on the circuit, fastest out of the top 6. As you'd expect, I guess, with being the leader.
Van Genexen's been off the track and back on it again. He was off it for about half a second, so he hasn't done too much, but he's looking pretty ragged there as he goes through the final corner. This is a replay. I have an idea in my head of what we're about to see. see if it comes to fruition. I wouldn't say that's off the circuit, but
well, I wouldn't count it. There's an excursion really for Van Genekten. Andrew Hopley now P4. Do you think he can catch Van Boel actually, Adam? Because Boland was catching Van Boel before they started battling.
Well, if he can't catch him out on circuit, wait for the pit stops and see if the strategy can do the work. However, I wonder with these guys whether it's going to be similar to. Oh, another one is this? Yeah, it is. This is turn 1. This is Hell Corner.
Count that as going off. Come on.
I think
iRacing.
Yeah,
iRacing is a little bit, you know, a bit harsh with that. I think
they've been having some meetings, some breakfast meetings with Alan Gow or something. On that.
Now they're going to give people boost for no reason. It says Ian Roots has crashed, but oh yeah, well, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Might have got going again. Usually, if it comes up on our time screen saying they've crashed, it means they've stopped out on circuit. So something may have happened here. This is the replay now for you. Ian Roots in the Sim Racers World car coming through the final corner. Oh, he's somewhere.
Oh no, it's just, well, no, he hasn't crashed. He's either got a slow down penalty. I don't know. He's having issues out there anyway. Regardless, maybe it's just undrivable actually.
Yeah, it might be connection issues. I think because he was blinking in and out.
Now, does there was a car that just passed the screen? Does that have a? I think it might be Gregory Vranks. Can we have a look? Can we have a little look in Gregory Vranks' car? Does he have the Fernando Alonso dual helmet design on? Does he?
Oh well, yeah. Gonna have to try and find an inventive camera. There it is. Indeed, yeah, that was it.
It's a good looking design, is that? I feel like that might be the one that George Simmons painted. I'm not sure if anybody can correct me on that one, but George Simmons, who drives for, has been doing some driving for Apex Racing UK in the BSRTC, and also does work for McLaren.
Wondering why we're looking at here, Van Genekten. It's because he has gone off the circuit again.
No.
Once again, it was for about half a second, so it probably was just for putting two wheels over the curve, going through over the end of the curve, I should say, going through the first corner.
I'll tell you someone who we've not mentioned at all, and it's similar to last week because he drove such a good race. Is Koba Klaes. Yes, 6th place for Klaes. 55 points in round 4 at Zolder was his best result of the season so far. 42, 46, 23 and 55 make 166, and that's P6. He's P6 in this race. He's like the Dave Baker of the DynamiXX Simracers World Championship.
Hoping that compliment can rub off on the rest of his race and he can hang in there. Van Genekten.
No. What sort of lap times is Van Genekten doing, Adam, since he's come out of the pits? Because this is his time, if he can, to really push on as Detige sets the fastest sector 2 of the race.
I'll go and have a look for you. Last time around he was 2 seconds slower than our race leader.
Macaulay 202.1. Comfortably the fastest man out there actually at the moment.
You can see from the graphic there that the small gap is when they've closed back up again after Corley's mistake. But since then, since he's come out of the pits, the gap has been going up now over half a minute. And yeah, these cars take about 40 or 43 seconds or so to come through the pit lane. So we'll have to wait and see on how close it's going to be when Macaulay comes into the pits. And of course,
now was that a sliding car going through? It was. It's a slow car. It's Van Boel. He's had a moment. He's had a problem at the cutting. I could hear him sliding. So did he hit the wall? I'm not sure. He's got mirrors full of CMR esports cars. Oh. The silver driver of Andrew Hopley is besting the gold driver Bob Boland at the moment. He's very close to the wall, Hopley.
Yeah, very nearly had a move up the inside into Finley Park there. So that would have been brave, maybe even on the verge of crazy.
Oh, he's having a look at that. That move into Forest Elbow. Oh, it was almost a carbon copy of The Bathurst 12 hours there. Sadly, I forget the gentleman's name who did the move. Van Genekten off again. That Mercedes is looking decidedly second-hand at the moment. Is he even going to make it to the end? He's getting more and more erratic, Van Genekten. I don't know if it's the car. I don't know if it's him.
Put Vadim Kogai in the car.
Can we see? Can we see what? Have we got what happened to Stijn van Boel? I wonder if we could just see that mistake he had at the cutting. See exactly what happened.
I think we can because he didn't go off the circuit. Bob Boland's come into the pits. So here is a replay. Oh, thanks.
Oh, this was just after. Yes, if we can get the. So this is over the start line. Oh, right. So we've just got the mountain straight to go, and then we can see it. But he's behind Gregory Vranks. He's chasing him down. This second to fifth was all coming together, all closing in. And then what happens to him?
Obviously, while this has gone on, Boland did a 10.4 second stop. He's emerged from the pits ahead of Van Genekten. So that shows you how Van Genekten is struggling out there. There's the replay.
He was wide, carried too much speed through the corner, and then just slid through the entirety of the left-hander as Van Genekten loses a place to Hebra. Sebastian Hebra, another Mercedes. He started 13, so it's going well for him. Steve Clays is going extremely well in 11th place. Oh, now then, he's looking for it again, Hopley.
Tell you what, he only needs to gain about a tenth of a second more on the following lap, and he might just have an opening there. If not, it'll be. What
was the gentleman's name who made that move in that corner?
I watched the race, but I can't remember.
Was it Alex something?
This is when we need Ryan Walker.
Well, Ryan Walker would have known about it straight away. He wouldn't have even needed anybody to tell us. It was... I'm going to kick myself. Is it something Campbell? Matt Campbell. There we go. They were in 5th place, by the way, 30 minutes from the end.
3 cars into the pits. Vranks, Van Buel and Hopley. The battle on the track moves to the pit lane with just under 15 minutes to go here in round 5 of the Sim Racers World GT Series. Let's see who gets out of the pit lane first. There's Vranks.
We've seen this go wrong many times before as well for many drivers. A lot of time can be lost in the pits. So it's important. Oh, that's a quick stop for Gregory Vranks.
11.3.
11.3.
9.7 for Van Buel. 10.4 for Boland.
Oh, somebody's missed the box.
Hopley's been in there for some time. He might have sped on entry. Either that or he's gone horribly wrong.
Alvarez missed his box.
And even he's away before Hopley is. He's changing tyres, Hopley. He's changing tyres. That's what it is.
With only 12 minutes to go, that is an absolute disaster. It's either a misjudgment or it's just an accident that he's ended up changing the tyres, because that is not going to be good at all. He does not have enough time to come back after that.
Well, this battle has resumed. Minus Hopley. It's now Van Buel, who's now behind Bob Boland. So that's how things have transpired there. Now here is Hopley. He's now 13th place in the end. And here is whoa! What a slide!
Oh, now then.
And he's able to hold on to it.
Tell you what, one thing this circuit does every single time that we come here, it really does. As Macaulay pits from the lead, it really does. By the way, test every aspect of a driver's mettle, doesn't it?
God knows how they can go for 12 hours on the circuit. I'm amazed how the Bathurst 1000 drivers do it.
Oh, what a race that is, you know. I think it's tremendous. You know, like for instance, I think if I was a racing driver, you know, I could happily do the 24 hours of Le Mans. I don't think I could do this, because I don't feel like Le Mans is out to get you at every opportunity. Now then, yeah. Moretta, can he take the lead away from Macaulay, albeit temporarily? What's going to happen here? He's flashing the lights, is Macaulay. It might not help him. Moretta has the inside line. Macaulay goes wide. Oh, as he kept out of the wall.
Still wheel to wheel here.
Yes, can Chris Moretta do anything about Dan Macaulay? BMW doesn't like left-handers, remember? It looked like he got slightly sideways again that time. But Moretta, who hasn't pitted, loses out to Macaulay, who has.
There is a bump on that right-hand section just after the cutting, and it did catch a few people out as Macaulay to the wall. Even Marco, who was on the camera.
Van Genekten has
finally succumbed, and he's done. Van Genecht out.
Let's have a look, see what happened here. It looks undrivable to me, Adam. I don't know what. Well, that hasn't helped.
This is the part of the circuit where V8 Supercar collided with a kangaroo many years ago.
Well, he'll be hopping mad about that.
No pun intended to Hopley, who's in 10th.
Oh dear, no. No, there wasn't at all. Although he'll be hopping mad about tyres. Might as well use the pun while it's there. Gregory Vranks, Corby Glass. Very close together on the track. Tell you what, these silver drivers, somebody's done the classifications wrong, haven't they, for Corby Glass and Dan Macaulay? Because these two are terrific. Glass having a look on Vranks. Vranks is absolutely no mug at all, so it's going to be difficult for Glass to surprise him at all.
Chris Moretta is coming to the pits now, so you would expect that this is now going to become the battle for the final spot on the podium, essentially.
Yeah, Moretta was in P2. See what he does.
Should say the fight for second, shouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is. Yeah, it is the fight for second. Dear me.
Those curves. They're not polite, are they?
No, we've only got 20 cars running, I'd say reasonably. There's a few more. Yeah. There's a few more that have been lapped. Here comes Class. Great overspeed in the BMW, up the inside into Griffins. Late braking, beautiful control. And here comes Bob Boland. He's having a look on Gregory Vranks as well. Vranks is in trouble. Vranks is in trouble. Is he crabbing at him? Where's this damage come from? Did he have that did he have that at the end of the previous lap or what?
Well, it's definitely wrong, because he was quite a way ahead of all these guys, and now Kobe Class is under all sorts of pressure just in front of where we were before we cut to the replay.
Well, it's made a mockery of the class system, hasn't it? No pun intended on that one as well.
No.
Macaulay and Class, first and second. Silver, bests gold here so far at least. Boland is smelling second place.
Now it's BMW versus Mercedes power again down the Conrod Straight. We haven't got too many more tours of this circuit to go. We are 53 minutes into this one. 6.5 minutes to go, and it is just over a 2-minute lap of this circuit. So we're not going to see too many more laps here as Boland closes the gap to within 2:10. Gets on the brakes. Then Glass has to lock up a little bit.
Much better on the brakes. Yeah, ABS not helping him even on that occasion. Boland just having a little look, just taking a watching brief, seeing if there's any chinks in the armour of Cobber Class. Good run out of hell. Sometimes it's hell trying to get to heaven, and heaven for these guys is the podium at Bathurst.
Probably a stairway to heaven put in there somewhere.
Probably is. I can't think of one, however. No. Knocking on heaven's door, maybe, I don't know.
Like a bat out of hell, like a beamer out of hell potentially here.
Oh,
Look how close that Mercedes gets to that inside concrete wall.
this is a great drive from Bob Boland so far. Really assured, really calm, apart from maybe a lap or two when his teammate was right behind him, but driven a good race so far.
These are the corners where the BMW really loves to stretch its legs. Maybe just a bit more nimble than the Mercedes going through this section now. This is
and
where...
down the hill as well. I mean, although this looks like it's just a confidence thing. Oh, Boland, dear me.
Now, you see, obviously this wouldn't happen, but I would always be scared of the wall just all of a sudden starting to move a few inches to the right. It's never going to happen, but that's the fear that I would have if I was in the car. Oh,
yeah, because you cut such fine margins here. It's like the wall at the swimming pool chicane in Monaco, isn't it? When that barrier that's
rewinds
claimed Max Verstappen.
Yeah, on many occasions.
That's it. Van Boel and Vranks now 4th and 5th. Vranks is really struggling out there. 206.6 on the previous lap. Whatever's ailing him, he looks like he might have a little bit of right hand down actually on the straights. Yeah, look.
Maybe just ever so slightly.
Car's crabbing for him. Car is not tracking straight. And as Van Boel make the move, though, it's unlikely he's going to get one done up here. Closing in fairly quickly, having said that. Not quickly enough to get there before Griffin's. Into the last 5 minutes here, Adam. That's gone quickly, hasn't it?
Yeah, interesting race, this one. Plenty of gainers, I must say.
It's been good.
3 gains for Macaulay, our leader. Class getting 7. Thank you very much, Marco. You can see the biggest, some of the biggest movers there. 16 places gained for Ronald Moons. He was right at the back. I didn't even think at the time of qualifying. Indeed, yeah. So great job from him. Great job from our bronze driver as well. Bronze drivers, as I should say as well. We haven't really spoken too much about them. Bram van Alphen he's pitted very early, and as always, just whenever we doubt it, it always has come good. And
I'm not being funny, we don't talk about him much because he's that good that he doesn't seem to have much of a race with everybody else in the bronze class.
Yeah, he's got quite a healthy lead over the next bronze car, which is Jochen Lennertz, who's quite a way behind. In fact, he's got Ronald Moons and Jeremy Hessels in between them. As we look here at Lennertz now, as he flies down Conrad Straight again.
Yeah, it's been an interesting race for Jochen Lennertz. Sometimes he's been off more than he's been on, but hey, if you can bring it home in 2nd place, slightly quicker than Van Alphen, I think, at the moment. Oh, no, he was. He's not anymore. Cobra class again, then. 2nd in class, 2nd overall. Fastest first sector of the race by Daniel Macaulay. Adam, he's not hanging around, is he?
Shows he definitely wasn't scared at all from that little spin that he has earlier on. He might be going for that lap record that you were mentioning earlier. That's why
he's not just taking this victory, is he? And just sort of cruising his way to victory with 17 seconds in hand.
Definitely isn't. He definitely wants to be taking the crown of King of the Mountain here. Something that John Roberts took in one of those broadcasts many years ago.
Jeff Jarrett will be pleased about that. Very pleased indeed with that sentence, Adam. Now, into Griffin's. Listen up, slap nuts. Up the hill he goes. Van Boel pursuing Gregory Vranks. Vranks, he's picked up the pace well, Adam. He's 203.8 now. He was in the 205s and 206s. So I think he's found a comfortable... he's found a comfort with that car, despite its damage.
He has, and yeah, as we look at Danny Macaulay now, getting a bit close there to lapping one of the BMWs. There goes, that was Jeremy Hessels that he was just lapping there. But as we come back to Bob Boland, he's a little bit of a way away now from Gobi Class with just over a lap remaining. When these guys get to the line, they're going to be starting the final lap of the race. So one more tour to go after this one. Here is Danny Macaulay, going to cross the line with just about 15 seconds or so left on the clock. And he'll get the 1 lap to go signal, and he'll do another lap of this 6 kilometre plus Bathurst circuit.
Yeah. It's just been a masterclass from Macaulay. He told us that he had a team change. The reason why he's in CQR and there's nobody else from CQR here is, yeah, he wasn't there. He joined the series before he joined CQR, so he said potentially he might try and get a team in the series next season. We'd love to see some of the CQR boys in here mixing it up with the likes of Van Genegten. I'll tell you what, Adam, a silver driver winning a race by 17 seconds, 18 seconds over the nearest gold driver, it's quite a thing, isn't it?
It is a fantastic job. Yeah, 1-2 for silver as well as things stand. With gold, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Van Genegten crashing out as well. I don't think we expected that here today. He'd won every single race going into this one.
By the way, sorry Adam, just very, very quickly as well. By the way, Andrew Hopley is 38 seconds off the lead. At the 36-second pit stop, he would have easily been second. Easily. If it wasn't for that.
But that's the way it had to go today in terms of the tyre selection.
Oh.
Don't know why, as Daniel Macaulay continues to wow us.
Macaulay doing his best job of, best job of attempting to crash on the final lap, I think. To be honest, he could crash now and it probably wouldn't make a great deal of difference.
No, he could go straight on here. There's a launch pad in that gravel trap somewhere straight ahead that he could use, and he wouldn't hit anything. He's going to take the chicane though. Through the chase he goes, and what a job it's been from him today. Had a spin in the final corner, which he's coming up to now earlier on, but he didn't hit anything, and he was able to carry on and managed to pit from the lead and still stay in the lead. Comes through the final corner now. It's not here Van Genegten that's won today. It's Daniel Macaulay who takes his first win of the season. Van Genegten's streak at the top is broken, and second is going to be Kobe Class in the DynamiXX racing car. Bob Boland's going to be leading home the gold class in 3rd.
That's the crazy thing as well, as we see gold coming home 2nd, Bram van Outven still tackling the circuit. Dan Macaulay won by 17.5 seconds. He had a spin, Adam. He had a spin halfway through the race.
And even when, after that spin, Van Genegten caught up with him, obviously he had damage. But Macaulay was able to pull away straight away again afterwards, and no one really could do too much to stop him here. We'll have to see if he can carry on this form next week, because before Van Genegten picks his damage...
Now Viveka versus Taines into the final corner, and Roy holds on in the automatic knockhill for P5 in silver. That's a good drive by Roy Viveka in 12th place. Bram van Outven, well, that bright yellow car, Adam, has been very successful so far this season. Going to pick up another bronze win. And yeah, what a good job by him.
Comes down to the final
20th.
corner. Yeah. And he gained 4 positions overall. He's going to come through and take the bronze victory today. Bram van Outven, great job as always. He picks up another win in the bronze class. That is his 4th out of 5 races.
Yeah, brilliant job by Van Outven, Moons and Hessels and Lennartz and Tice. Finishing the race there, John McConville as well coming through. Braganza and Musselwhite, I think the last man across. I think we're about to get the results on the screen.
Get them up then. And bring them to you. There's Daniel Macaulay, our overall winner here today. Silver driver, beating those in the gold class. Take his first win of the season. It's not his first win in class. He won round 1 and round 4. So in terms of that, he's going to be his 3rd class win of the season, but his first overall win of the campaign. And here are the results. Yeah, sorry.
It's all right. Dan Macaulay takes the win in round 5 from Cobber class. 2 silver drivers, first and second. 17.5 seconds margin of victory for Macaulay. Bob Bolland in third, winning the gold class. That's a great recovery from him after a few bad races, let's face it, for him this season. Gregory Vranks in fourth, Stein Van Buhl in fifth, Chris Moretta sixth, Arturo Alvarez in seventh, Andrew Hopley in eighth. Just a nightmare of a pit stop. Could have got second place, I think, without that. Sebastian Heber in ninth, Lee Diemer 10th, Peter Grauls in 11th. The Dutchman ahead of Roy Viveka, and then Matthias de Tige, Steve Klaes, and then Ben Taines, Bram van Elven winning the bronze category. Ronald Moons in 17th, Jeremy Hessels 18th, and then 19th, Jochen Lennartz, Luke Tice in 20th, John McConville in 21st, Ian Roots 22nd, Pedro Braganza 23rd, Stuart Musselwhite 24th, and then all the retirements. EF Van Geneten just, I don't know what happened. The second half of his race just fell apart. He was leading early on. Senan Kokan in the Audi retired as well. Thijs Berger, Israel Marin, Benjamin Mayes, Nick Schurmans, Javier Garcia, Sergio Sousa, Dries Moosdi, Anton Dupin, Stephen De Wolf. And Ruben van Boel was the first man out. He crashed early on.
Thanks very much, Woody, for that. And we have got we have got one driver waiting to speak to us in the interview room. And that is Ian Root, who we saw in a bit of strife earlier on. So we can get him up here for a quick word. Ian, usually we speak to you at the end of the night, but we're going to speak to you first of all tonight. And tell us about your eventful evening, I should say, in the Sim Racers World Cup.
Yeah, I wasn't going to come in, but I thought, you know what, there's a pattern forming here. I'll come and say hi to you guys and thank you very much for everything you've done. I was having a really, really good race, actually. I kind of settled into ninth, I think, something like that, and we were pulling away, making a gap, and then Javier in front of me hit the wall at the elbow, which put me eighth, right, about 3.5, 4 seconds off of Chris Moretta, and I knew I had the pace to catch him, and I caught him quite quickly and just kind of hung around, and then just the slightest of touches at the elbow and it bent the steering. So 2 weeks on the trot I've had bent steering and had to go into the pits early for repair. That's the story of my series.
Well, I guess with Bathurst out of the way now, you'll be hoping that you can steer clear of the walls, or the other drivers can steer clear of you anyway. Anyway, go forward.
Yeah, I'm gutted, to be honest, because it's one of my favourite tracks. I do have the pace to run with the front guys here again, and yeah, just a really, really slight touch to the wall, and it must have caught it at the wrong angle. If it had been a bit further back, it would have hit the door and I'd have been all right, but wasn't to be again. But that's not the end of Bathurst, because as you guys probably know, there's a big race at the weekend.
Yes, yeah. Some useful preparation for that, though, even though the car was crabbing?
Yeah, definitely. The car was all right once I'd had it repaired. It was literally a 2-minute repair. Trouble is I lost 2 laps. And it was all right after it. I let Dan go, and he did an incredibly good race tonight. Silver class, not so sure. I think we're going to look at that over the down week that we've got after week 6. We're going to reassess his status, I believe. Yeah, so it was good practice, definitely good practice. I think Sim Racers World have got 3 entries, so yeah, we're looking forward to a good weekend. We need to stay out of trouble on the opening laps and just see how it goes. Really, it's a long race, 12 hours, but yeah, looking forward to it.
I know that's something that Andrew here is very passionate about, the bronze, the gold, silver, and bronze seeding. But
hey, no, it's just hey, look, it's all a bit of fun, isn't it? It's just an observation, but it's one of those, isn't it? I love races like this because it does make a mockery of it. I think it's like, just like in the BSRTC, Adam, when an AM driver wins, I absolutely love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I agree. It does make it exciting for those watching. Obviously, when we get everybody signed up, you look at them, you look at their past results, you talk to them, you give them a grading, and you believe that's where it's going to be. And there's a couple of drivers out there that possibly shouldn't be in silver. The rules do state that if you have consecutive podiums, you will be reassessed. So, yeah, we need to look at it. I'm sure Dan won't mind, but he'll carry forward all his points anyway, so it's fine. It won't affect him too much.
Well, before we let you go, it's Watkins Glen next week. So you got the Bathurst 12 hours this weekend, and then got to turn your attention to another really quick circuit as we head over to North America.
Yes, I'm going to have to miss that one. I've got a business meeting up in the Midlands, so I don't think I'm going to be back in time, which is a bit of a shame. But we've set the series up for real life occurrences. There's 2 drop rounds, so it's going to have to be one of my drop rounds. So I'm a bit gutted, really, but such is life.
Yeah. It's an area I used to know well. I still know well. Used to be based in there. In the Midlands, so enjoy that. And then, yeah, thanks for taking the time to come and speak to us. Before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anybody?
Yeah, just congratulations to Dan and Cobra, 2 silver class drivers on the podium. I'm not quite sure who came third. Who was third? I was kind of so busy myself. I don't know who came third, but
Was
Cobra
Bob
and
Boland?
was it Bod? Oh, that's a good result for Bod. I think he's kind of made up for what happened last weekend at Bathurst, and he's redeemed himself. So, and he knows the story behind that one.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a shocker as well the last couple of weeks. So he seemed to knuckle down and really really prove himself again tonight.
Yeah, definitely. He's a quick driver. He made a big mistake last week in the Apex event, and he felt really bad, and he apologised his head off all evening. I know that, and it's not like Bod to make a mistake like that. He deserved the podium tonight. So, congrats to those guys, and yeah, just thank you very much to everybody again, and you guys especially. Put on a great show for us.
It comes, look.
And we will see you guys next week.
Great. Well, yeah, thanks for coming to speak to us, Ian, and yeah, all the best, and speak to you in a few weeks.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Ian. And speaking of Bod Boland, here he is in the commentary box. Bod, welcome.
How are you guys? You all right?
Hello, good. Not as good as you, I reckon. No, you must be really happy with that one.
Yeah, happy enough with third. A little bit frustrated. Getting held up a little bit. I thought I could have went quite a bit faster in the early part. We all got a bit of a telling off, and rightly so, by Ian last week. Trying to behave myself and wait for a gap.
I think that it seemed like you're referring to the fact that potentially you could have caught Van Boel a bit earlier. Potentially, if you weren't all scrapping away, was that kind of what you were sort of implying?
He just made his car very wide. I don't know if he was running a click or two down from me on the wing, but he was carrying good pace, getting onto the straight and getting a good acceleration, whereas I was just doing my best to stay on his tail. By the time I was getting close to him, they're running out of room. It was all fair. He didn't do anything out of order, but it was just frustrating. I don't think I would have caught any of the top guys, but it was good. Enjoyed it. Nice to get a decent finish.
Well, after I was just looking at your results actually. Round 1, no points. Then a good round 2, then no points again. Then only 26 points last week. You must have been thinking, "Oh God, what do I have to do to actually, get a good result, good finish in?" But third place, you won the gold class. How much of a boost does that give you going into the middle part of the season?
Really good. I wasn't expecting to do anything last week. First week, I don't know if it was a bit nerves, but I made a fool of myself the first week. Second week, I think I was third. Last week, I was just struggling. The whole race, I was struggling, but it was good to get a good finish today. And there's a couple of tracks coming up where I should be okay. Looking forward to it.
And those are? Which ones are those?
The Glen next, haven't we? Yeah.
Yeah, Watkins is not a bad track for me. Sebring, not too keen on Nürburg. But then you got Road America after that. So they're all tracks that I should go okay on.
Well, the ones that suit the Mercedes pretty well as well. going into the rest of the season, then, where are you looking to finish? Because at the moment, well, you were in 14th before today. You'll have moved up after that. Is top 5 still where you want to be? Do you think?
I don't know, mate, to be honest. I'm just trying to get a little bit more consistent. If I can consistently finish in the top 6, 7, 8, then that's good enough for me. I'm just enjoying driving,
Cool.
sorry. Really enjoying it with Andy Hockley and Chris Moretta. They brought me in this season and just really, really enjoying it. So thanks to them.
Yeah, you guys have got a good solid team, and we hope it continues for you. This good form to the end of the season. Yeah, do you want to give any more shout outs just before we let you go?
No, just a big thanks to you guys at Apex, to Ian, and all his helpers. Obviously, Chris and Andy at CMR. Just really enjoying it, and thanks very much. Long may it continue.
Nice one. Well, we hope you enjoy watching that one back, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I can watch it with my eyes open.
Take care. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cheers. Bob Boland there, and a gentleman who's no doubt extremely relieved, Adam, that he's managed to get on the podium.
Oh yeah, I think we would all be. I think if we had to drive that circuit today, especially in those GT3 cars as well, which looks to be pretty unstable out there. But a great job from Bod, and yeah, good job from him to get on the podium.
Let's not undersell that as well. He got a podium, but he did win his class.
Yeah,
as well. So great points for the championship. You know, he's closed in, and I know it's really early stages, but you know, he's gained points on Kleiss, on Van Boel, Roots, Moretta, Garcia, Dettige, Franks, and Van Genechten. So he'll be moving up the championship standings. There is a dropped score as well, Adam, at the end of the season. So I wonder if Van Genechten just thought, well, I might as well take this one as a dropped round, because it's unlikely he's going to be ever that low down again, as where it was 10th, 11th, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, and the points have just been updated as well. Bob Boland's now up to 4th in the gold class anyway, after that gold class win. In terms of the silver, it's Danny McCauley leading the way there now with another win, I believe.
Up into the top 10 for Boland now.
Oh, in the overall category, yeah. So Danny McCauley helps increase his lead in the silver class itself, and in the bronze, another win for Van Outven means that he's now got just over a 6-point cushion to Stuart Musselwhite in second. So that is how the championship is after tonight's race, and yeah, that is what we've got to look forward to. And the championship heads to the Glen next week. So we are just about out of time here today at Mount Panorama Bathurst. Hopefully the 12-hour race that's taking place here on iRacing this weekend is just as exciting. But my thanks to Marco for being on the cameras and filling in for the Sam Kumo, who couldn't make it tonight. And thanks to Andrew Woodhouse as well for, as always, being alongside me in the commentary box, and always being quick to come up with a pun or two, or a wrestling reference, or a reference of some kind. So yeah, we'll be back this time next week. There'll be many more. That's why we still do it. We'll be back this time next week at 8 p.m.
Wonderful, yes.
The latest round of the DynamiXX Simracersworld GT Series at the Glen in America. Make sure you can join us for that. Bye for now.